What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's Brendan and I'm BMax45, and today we're coming at you with another deck profile. We are already halfway through, more than halfway through our 2.0 deck profiles, and we promised you some hybrid stuff, so here's some hybrid stuff. We have our Unity Red Hybrid deck, which is, I would say it's a fun deck. It's not really a competitive deck. Unity is very hard to be super consistent, but this is kind of a fun Unity build, and I think it's the best kind of way you can build the Unity deck right now. I'm actually preferring Ancient Greymon over this. I'm probably going to do an Ancient Greymon profile in the future. I'm going to get through the main 6, and I'll probably redo this as an Ancient Greymon, because I just love how consistent Ancient Greymon is right now, honestly, and it was probably be a contender for something I want to take to Ultimate Cup in December. But right now, I promised a Unity deck, so here is our Unity deck. Let's get into it. And hey, if you enjoy this type of content, be sure to smash that like button, comment down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Subscribe to the channel, and hit bell for notifications so you don't miss a single minute of the fun. Starting out with our eggs, like always, we're just playing the 4 BT14 Koromon. It's the best egg. When a card is removed from your opponent's security stack, draw 1. You're always attacking, chipping away with your little level 3s. So you want this card here basically to draw you into your pieces. So you need to play 4 of that. We're not playing the Uko package in this deck. There's no room for the Uko package. It's just better to kind of go straight. So we don't run a 5th egg. For level 3s, we're playing 4 of the Flamemon from BT7, which reveals top 3 and adds a hybrid or a 10 Warriors card and a Tamer card with inherited effects to your hand, and puts the rest on the bottom. So a lot of time you'll get 2 hits off of this, sometimes maybe only 1. On deletion, you may play 1 Tamer card with inherited effects from your hand without paying the cost as a inheritable. You're not always going to go into this guy, unfortunately, on something bigger, which is his on deletion is not going to come up as much, but you could, depending on how you're playing. You do have that option, but it is more costly to do it that way. Playing 4 of the new Bokomon, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, add 1 card with the hybrid or 10 Warriors trait, and 1 red Tamer card with inherited effects among them to your hand, and return any to the bottom of the deck. Again, just more search power. It's good because it has the your turn once per turn when any of your Digimon or Tamers Digivolve into a Tamer with the hybrid or 10 Warriors trait. Gain a memory, so it does reduce memory by 1 instead of 2 like the old guy, but you can Digivolve on him as a red card. We also play 2 of the OG Bokomon, so for reveal top 5 and add a hybrid 10 Warriors as well as 1 Tamer card. And then of course, you know, he has the when one of your Tamers Digivolves, gain 2 memory, so he's better on Tamers. The other guy can reduce cost by 1 on Tamers or Digimon, so good either way. 10 level 3s. You don't play a lot of level 3s in the deck because you're not focused on them. We play 2 of the new Kumamon, which can Digivolve on a Tommy for 2, or a Korikaku for 0, or on anything else for 3 from another Tamer or level 3 Digimon. He's got the when Digivolving, trash the bottom 2 Digivolution cards of one of your opponent's Digimon, so a little bit of source strip. When attacking once per turn, one of your Digimon or Tamers may Digivolve into a blue or red Digimon card with the hybrid trait from your hand with the Digivolution cost reduced by 1. This lets him go into basically Korikaku for free. And then all turns inheritable. When this Digimon would leave the battle area other than by your effects, you may play 1 Tamer card with the inherited effects from this Digimon's Digivolution cards without paying the cost. So, really good. Play 2 Korikaku. Like I said, Digivolves for 1 on Kumamon, 3 on Tommy, and then 4 on the other stuff. It's got inheritable jamming and jamming on itself. And then on play when Digivolving until the end of your opponent's turn, one of their Digimon with no Digivolution cards can't suspend. So a little bit of stun there. So it's good. You want the jamming. Jamming is good, but it's not always super important. Kazimon, you got to play 4 of Kazimon. It's got the same all turns inheritable to basically lets you play one of the Tamer cards from its with inherited effects from its Digivolution cards when it leaves the battle area other than by your effects. 1 Digivolving, suspend 1 of your opponent's Digimon when attacking. Once per turn, 1 of your Digimon or Tamers may Digivolve into a green or red Digimon card with the hybrid trait in the hand with the Digivolution cost reduced by 1. So basically same as the Kumamon. So letting you reduce to go into your Zephyrmon, which we play 3 of, which has inheritable piercing on itself. Again, will Digivolve for Kazimon for 1, Zoe for 3, or everything else for a super high cost of 4. On play when Digivolving, one of your Digimon gets plus 3,000 DP until the end of your opponent's turn. So it makes it so big. So that's really cool. We also have some 1-ofs. We play 1 of the new Aguni, which is Takuya for cost 2, Burning Gray for 0. It's also got, when Digivolving, you may return 1 card with the hybrid or 10 Warriors trait, or 1 Tamer card with inherited effects from your trash to your hands, so a little bit getting your pieces back if you don't have anything you need. This Digimon gets plus 2,000 for inheritable on your turn. And yeah, the Digivolves for 3 from other guys too. We play 1 of the Burning Gray that lets you, when attacking, Digivolve into a Digimon card with the hybrid trait in the hand with the Digivolution cost reduced by 1. It's got Raid. And it can Digivolve onto one of your red Tamers as if it was a level 3 Digimon. So basically, it's the same Digivolution stats, basically, as the other guy. Lastly, we play 1 Gigasmon, because Gigasmon gets you games. It's on play when Digivolving. One of your opponents gains Rush, especially with the new Takuya. That we'll talk about later. It potentially helps you go for game. Also, it has the when attacking inheritable. Delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 3,000 DP or less. This can get around some of those little guys like Shamamon, things like that, memory blockers, effect or reduce blockers or stuff like that stop you just, the memory hole guys, basically, or the kind of hand traps of the game. But yeah. So he's really good for that, as well as potentially getting you game, because if you can like blitz attack with him, which you can do, and we'll explain that in a moment, you can give himself rush and get game. So really super good. You gotta play him. Lots of level 4s, as you can see. I think it was 14 level 4s, but you need it because you need to be adding these guys to go for your EmperorGreymon play. Play for level 5s, we play 2 Daipenmon and 1 Jet Sylphie. They both have the same ability. Basically, hand main, you can take their 2 corresponding guys, either Kumamon, Korikakumon, or Zephyrmon and Kazimon. Place them under there so you can Digivolve for... so basically, place them under from your trash under a Tamer and Warp Digivolve for 3 into the Jet Sylphie or the Daipen. He's got Ice Clad. She's got Raid. When Digivolving, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with no Digivolution cards, or suspend one of your opponent's Digimon or Tamers, and it can unsuspend. And then they both have all turns plus 2,000, so that's, yeah. And then lastly, we play 2 this guy because he's busted. Digivolves for 1 if you have a Tamer in your sources. Gets plus 4,000 for the turn. And if he's under your guy, he'll stop options from activating on checks, which is super really good. So you have to have that, and it's really good. We have our boss monster here. We have our Emperor Gray. Digivolves from a Takuya with 5 hybrid trait cards under it, cost 5. When Digivolving, for each color in this Digimon's Digivolution cards, trash any 1 Digivolution card from your opponent's Digimon and suspend one of their Digimon. Then this Digimon may attack basically your turn once per turn. When this Digimon deletes one of your opponent's Digimon in battle, it gains security attack plus 1 for the turn and unsuspends. So potentially he's expensive to go into because he costs 5, but there is a way to maintain turn. Regardless, going into him, he can suspend your opponent's Digimon, attack over it. If you've got the inheritable piercing from the Zephyrmon and jamming, you're set to go. And then you can unsuspend, have security attack plus 1. If you can maintain turn, you can attack again. It's super really good, and just gets multiple checks in, basically. And because you got piercing, you would get security attack plus 1, then unsuspend. So you would do 2 checks, and then you could attack again, the security attack for 2 checks. So really good. He's expensive to get into, so that's why the deck is a little bit hard to kind of build, because you got to make sure you have the memory. And then you have the new Susanamon Ace as your last Digimon. This is Overflow 5. can digivolve from a Takuya or Koji with 10 hybrid traits under cost 6, or just for 6 cost on a level 6. Of course, when you blast digivolve, you can just blast digivolve on your EmperorGreymon. Delete one of your opponent's Digimon when digivolving or attacking with 1000 DP or lower. For each color in this Digimon's Digivolution cards, add 2000 to the DP deletions effect maximum when attacking by placing up to 5 Tamer cards from this Digimon's Digivolution cards as your bottom security cards. For each one, trash your opponent's top security card. So it basically resets your security and trashes yours. So that's really good. And then it has the hybrid trait in him, so you can actually add him with basically with any hybrid searchers. So that's really good too. So potentially helps you when attacking, go for game. So that's really good. That's it for our Digimon. We go to our Tamers now. We play 4 of the new Koji and Takuya, or Takuya and Koji. It's a memory setter, 5 costs. Start of your main phase, you may place up to 1 hybrid trait card with different names from your trash under this Tamer. For each of your other Tamers, add 2 to the maximum number this effect may place. So basically you want to have him and other Tamers, so you can potentially add 5 all in one go and then digivolve into your Emperor. And then end of your turn, once per turn, this Digimon with the hybrid or 10 Warriors trait may attack a player. So this is where the Gigasmon, if you can get your opponent's security down to 0, you can then go Gigasmon, end of turn attack, give him rush, even if you had just played this. So that's super, super good. And potentially get game. That's why you got to play 4 of this. Play 1 of this because you're going to be putting stuff in the graveyard a lot, and that makes him really good because you can go into EmperorGreymon for a cost of 5 off of this guy as well, and just put 5 sources under him. So that's always really good as well, especially if you can gain the memory. We play 3 Tommy Himi, which is cost 4. Start your main phase by trashing 1 card with the hybrid or 10 Warriors trait, gain a memory. So this is where you can potentially gain that 5 memory you need if you have a couple copies of him to maintain turn. And then inheritable when attacking once per turn, trash the bottom Digivolution card of one of your opponent's Digimon. Then if your opponent has no Digimon with Digivolution cards, draw 1. And then we play 3 of the Zoe, which isn't again cost 4 by trashing 1 card start of main with hybrid 10 Warriors, draw 1. So you can draw or gain memory. So at the beginning it's nice to have Zoes to draw into your pieces and then get your Tommies on board to help you get memory. You also have the inheritable when this Digimon deletes your opponent's Digimon in battle. You may play 1 Tamer card with inherited effects from your hand without paying the cost. So this is really good getting your Tamers on the board for free. This is why you like the Zephyr Kazi combo better. And that's it for our Tamers. It's, 11 Tamers, a lot of Tamers, so you'll see a lot in security. Lastly, we have our options. We play 2 of the new option BT18, which is Wind to Flame, Ice to Sword, which has cost of 3 main. You may place up to 5 hybrid trait cards with different names from your hand or trash under one of your Tamers. Then one of your Tamers with 5 or more cards under it may digivolve into EmperorGreymon in the hand or trash, ignoring the digital requirements and without paying the cost. So you basically helped you get into them for 3, but you got to be able to have all 3 colors on board. So you need the Tamer trifecta. Like you need Zoe, Tommy, and a Takuya on board to make this work. Actually, technically you only need a Zoe and a Tommy on board to make this work, but still you want to digivolve on the Takuya. So yeah, you kind of need all 3. Then Lord of Devastation and Rebirth costs 6. Well, you have hybrid or 10 Warriors trait Digimon. You may ignore the color requirement. Main one of your Digimon or Tamers may digivolve into Susanomon in the hand or the trash without paying the cost. Then by placing up to 4 of your Tamers with different colors as one of your Susanomons bottom Digivolution cards. Gain 1 memory for each card placed. So you do need to be aware that you need to have, you need to place one of different colors. So you need to have, you can have like this, one of these, and then like one of these. And then you have 4 colors because they're all dual colors. So yellow, red, blue, and green. But if you have, potentially if you have like 2 Tommies and you have like a BT7 Takuya, you don't have 4 colors basically. So you do got to watch out for the colors because each one counts as a different color. There was a ruling about this. So you do got to be careful about that. And then its security effect allows you to play a Tamer card with inherited effects from your hand or trash that paying the cost and then add it to the hand, which is always really good. So we also play 2 Ancient Garden Deity because it helps you get pieces back and it lets you play Tamers for reduced cost, or lets you play Tamers off of its security ability. And I find that to be really good, especially for the 2 costs. Really cheap and helps you get through stuff like that. So definitely, that's how I feel about the deck, right? It is good, but it takes a while to set up, and that's the problem. You could potentially draw really chunky hands, and honestly, having to 4-cost drop Tommies and Zoes is not necessarily good. You want to be able to drop them for free and get some value out of them. So that's where things get kind of sticky with the deck. And you honestly want to be able to go into the EmperorGreymon and get a decent amount of checks through. You're not always going to get to maintain turn, which is fine. But a lot of decks clear the board nowadays. So sometimes you just don't have anything to work with. And you definitely want to have stuff on your opponent's board to deal to clear. So it does feel a little bit chunky sometimes. I still think it's a really cool deck. I do think the Ancient Grey is definitely better, and I probably would recommend playing that over this. But if you just want to have fun, I think this is a really cool, fun deck. The whole Unity Digivolution is kind of neat, and I'm kind of hoping that they do something to make it a little bit more consistent in the future. But as for now, like I said, Ancient Grey I think is a way faster deck. But I do like this because I love Ancient Grey and I love Red Hybrid. And let me know what you guys think about the deck profile. Do you think I could have done things differently? Do you think there's any other cards you would recommend playing to make it a little bit more consistent? Or do you think that I'm kind of spot on with my analysis? We love to hear your thoughts, so we always appreciate the comments. Looks like that's all the time we have for this video. Thank you very much for tuning in, and we hope to see you in the next video. As always, have a wonderful day, and that is all for now, folks.